Oh, okay. Hi. So for those that who are joining us online already, welcome you and good afternoon. Okay. So no matter you are joining us from LinkedIn or you are joining us from YouTube, you can drop a hi in the comment or in the chat so that we know that you're online with us already. Okay. So today, as you see, we have two hosts in this session as well. So you guys know me already because I've been appearing in for the past editions. I'm Jasin, okay, the ESG and Sustainability Consultant at Bernard Business Consulting. And here we have a new host today. So her name is Rui. I'll let her to introduce herself.
Sure, thank you, Jasin. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm actually always at the behind the scene. So today I'm in front of the camera today for this special edition because we talk a lot more about the soft skill. So my name is Sri, and I'm also the ESG and Sustainability Consultant at Bernard Business Consulting together with Jasin. At the same time, I'm also a participating facilitator as my hobby and also my interest.
Okay, so we are very happy to have you. Last time is at the back end, and today is on the stage with us today, Rui. Okay, so to our audiences who have been sticking with us since our first edition, I think back in November or December last year, thank you so much for your support. And for those who are new with us today, so I'll briefly guide you through what will happen during this live session. Okay, so we'll begin with a short presentation about the topic of the day and followed by a series of Q&A session. So if you have any questions before the session or during the session after you listen to our presentations and to our sharing, feel free to drop it in the comment and chat, and we will answer it one by one. Okay. So on here, I can see that we have some interactions from our audience already. Hi, Iman, and we have Jean, and yeah. So thank you for responding. Okay, all right. So I think we should wait no more and begin our sharing first. Okay. So if let's say during our presentation you have any questions, just feel free to drop your questions in the comment or chat. Okay. All right. Then now I will share the slides with you. Okay, so if you can see the screen, our presentation slide, then please let me know, type yes, YES in the comment or chat. Okay, all right, that's great. Then I think we shall begin now. So our topic today is how to engage employees in sustainability initiatives. It's quite a different topic from our past live session because we've been talking about those technical things like ESG reporting standards, CBAM, measuring your greenhouse gas emissions, etc. And today we are focusing more a bit on the soft skills side of sustainability. Okay, so when you see the word here, sustainability initiatives, it can mean some work that you are doing related to compliance regulation, like reporting ESG and sustainability, complying with some ISO standard, measuring your organizational or product carbon footprint. And these sustainability initiatives can also mean some voluntary program that your company is doing, such as maybe some campaign on saving energy or some CSR program like tree planting, etc. Okay, so today our agenda, I will bring you to understand an overview of the ESG and sustainability trends in Malaysia, and finally answer your question how to engage employees in sustainability initiatives. Okay, and before we start, so I will tell you first when is our next live Ask Me Anything. So mark your calendar, it will be on the 24th of October on Thursday as well, and it will be during the same time from 1:15 p.m. to 2 p.m. Okay, so here is something that I observe, or I think all of us can see it quite obviously for what kind of ESG and sustainability initiatives are being done by corporates in Malaysia. Okay, so if there's some ideas popping up in your mind, type in the chat, in the comment, and let me know. So what are the most common sustainability initiatives that you can see from Malaysian companies? I believe there's something in your mind already. So don't shy, just type it out in the comment and we can have a more interactive session here today. So probably you are having your lunch or you finish your lunch ready, then you are at your office, at your table. So we just have a chill, relaxed, casual session before you begin your work for the another half of the day. Okay? All right. So I will review the answer here for you. The first one, corporate social responsibility, CSR, or more commonly known as volunteering program, charity programs. So a lot of companies, they like to do CSR, example like tree planting, or maybe visiting some charity homes, do beach clean up, and then probably distribute food, like soup kitchen, those kind of activity that is a one-off, consider a one-off event lah. Okay, so my focus here will be like what you've seen on the slide is a tree planting activity. So it's very famous nowadays. Everyone is jumping on the bandwagon, probably because of carbon credit. They say plant tree can generate carbon credit. Okay, but let's put that aside first. So the thing with tree planting is that a lot of companies they like to use this kind of CSR to improve their brand reputation, But I want to focus on the technical part of tree planting. This is what I learned from Dr. Zayman from Tropical Rainforest Conservation and Research Center last week during his workshop at the National Climate Governance Summit. Okay, so this is the problem with most of the tree planting activity in Malaysia. They only focus on the quantity. They say that they want to plant 1,000, 2,000, 1 million trees within a year or 10 years. So they only focus on the quantity and they forget about the quality of the plants that they want to plant. Okay, this is very important because the ecosystem has the ability to sustain a certain types of species, or we can say the native species, to survive and thrive and live in harmony with other species in that area. So the biodiversity value is very important. And a lot of time we just engage with, I think there are also a lot of new tree planters organization or company without the technical knowledge of how to plant a tree, and they're just focusing on planting numbers and numbers of trees, and it result in like what you see in the photo, which is monoculture, only one species of trees planted in that area, and this is very, very dangerous to the ecosystem. Okay, and the second trend that I see is solar energy. So a lot of companies, I think because of our government is encouraging companies to apply more renewable energy, there are a lot of tax incentive for you to apply, grants, financial assistance from banks as well. So a lot of companies, they say, oh yeah, so many financial assistance, why not I just install solar panel on my rooftop? Okay, it's a good thing that you are tapping onto renewable energy to reduce your scope 2 greenhouse gas emissions. But a lot of times is that we very fast transitioning to renewable energy without even start to think about how to improve the energy efficiency first, because you are not reducing your energy demand and you are straight away transitioning to renewable energy, which means that no matter how much electricity is being produced for you from renewable or non-renewable sources, at the end, it still won't be enough energy for you. So we frequently forget about how to change the behavior of the human, the people who use the electricity, and the machineries, equipments, technology that is in place maybe for the past 10, 20 years that is not efficient anymore. So this is something that we frequently miss out when we are tapping into renewable energy. And the third trend that I see is recycling. It's so easy. You can see the 3 colors bin everywhere. In shopping malls, in hospitals, in office buildings, in your condominium. It's so common. And another thing is very common also. Mixed waste in the recycling bin. Because the facility is being provided, it's meant to provide some convenience for you to start making your daily life less negative impact on the environment. But the people, us the user, whether it's your company's employee or the public, they do not know how to use, or I say it in a more blunt way, is like nobody cares. So we start to think that, oh, okay, we are trying to do CSR, solar energy recycling, because we think that it's sustainability. But the reality is that the result that comes out is not sustainable. So why does this happen? And from my observation, they have 3 things in common. From these 3 initiatives, right, they have 3 things in common. The first thing is, why do they even exist? So because they look good on social media. Okay, when you see a company do CSR, install solar panel, do recycling, wow, immediately you have a good impression on this company. Very good. So it looks good. It improves the brand reputation. And the second thing is that, okay, what is the consequences after you implement those initiatives? They have 0 to low impact, and some even have negative impacts, like the tree planting if you do it in a monoculture way. Okay, so we start to think, seems like this sustainable initiative doesn't deliver a sustainable result. Okay, so what is the root cause? Why does this phenomenon happen? Okay, so I realized like, it's the human problem. It's a human problem. Why you think? Because the decision is made by human, right? Okay, we take the tree planting as an example. So we have the management, probably, I'm not sure which department lah. Maybe CSR usually is like governed by different departments in different companies, right? So the management make a decision, we should do tree planting, but without getting advice or consult those experts like NGOs or organizations that they really are conversationists, that they can tell you how to plant a tree correctly and maintain it. Because a lot of time people, they just plant, take photo, put it out on the website, that's it. They don't care whether the tree is being maintained. Do they grow well? And then at the end, I tell you, probably most of the plants, the trees that you planted 5 years ago won't survive until today if you don't work with other stakeholders in maintaining it. Okay, so the second example, the solar panel. So the management, they have their decision. They want to install solar panel to reduce their scope 2 emissions. In a way, you try to reduce your energy consumption from non-renewable sources. So the key thing is you want to reduce your electricity consumption. So you install solar panel. But the workers, the employees, they don't get it. They say that, I install solar, so I still can use as many electricity as I want, because it doesn't emit CO2 ma. Okay, but the thing is, we do not change our behavior, we do not improve our equipments, then at the end of the day, the solar panel, no matter how much you install, will never be enough for you. Okay, and the third example, the recycling. So I know the asset manager, or we say the business, the building manager, they provide the facility for you to separate your waste. But in the end, the people, the user who use the bins, they do not know how to use, or they don't care. And at the end, all waste is being mixed. They are still sent to the landfill, and it doesn't improve the recycling rate in Malaysia at all. So from all the situation that I share with you today, it actually goes down to the human, the people. So if let's say today your company we want to launch a sustainable initiatives, how can we ensure that these initiatives really drive or create an impactful result, sustainable impact, and your employees will be happy to join you in that. Okay, so this is our focus today. Okay, so goes back to our question, Rui, how to engage employees in sustainability initiatives.
So to the next on, we're going to share with you our experience on how to engage employees in sustainability initiative that you can create sustainable and impactful impact for your organizations, also for your people. So go back to just now you share a lot of human problems, like they don't have the awareness, blah blah everything. These have to go back to the root cause where a lot of time companies and also people, they don't have the clarity. Why do I need to do this? They don't have the enough understanding. So the first step the companies or any one of you in the audiences you can do is to understand yourself first. This is very important to gain clarity. So how do you gain clarity? First thing that you can do is to ask yourself questions. I think it's not common for people to ask ourselves questions. A lot of time we we ask people a lot of questions. Why do you doubting me in doing this and that? Why do we need to do this sustainability, right? So we have to come back to ourselves and ask ourselves questions. So here are guidance for you by using Golden Circle by Simon Sinek. It's very easy when you can see from here. There was only 3 questions. So first, you have to ask yourself, why do you want to start a sustainability initiative or maybe an ESG project? What's the purpose? So by answering the why itself, you can go to how do you want to do it? And then next, what do you want to achieve from the goal, from your why? And during this process, sometimes it'll be difficult because actually the first question is already difficult if you don't have a clear mind and also you are confused on should I do this or no. So in this process, it's very important for you to find, I would say useful to find a coach. So what does a coach do is to help you to see things from a new perspective, where maybe you are, blinded before because people actually can't really see their own problem. So you need other people to help you to see the root problems or the root causes of your problems itself. And throughout this process, or when you're practicing these 2 exercises, it's important. Too many important, but everything is important here. So it's to remind you to practice mindfulness. So mindfulness, what does mindfulness help you is to help you to set a very clear tone. Say declutter your mind because every day we do this work from 9 to 5. So many things in our mind. A lot of time we don't have the space for ourselves and for our mental. So practicing mindfulness will help you to clear your mind so that you can have a better mindset or better space for you to think and then to make a better decision or make a better, answering the questions itself. As we have to start from ourselves, like you practicing these 3 steps, because change always starts from ourselves. This will help you to set a very, very concrete foundation for you yourself and also for your organization because you know your why. And you will be able to convey the message very clearly. Why do you want to do sustainability initiative? Why we have to do ESG project to your employees and to your colleagues. Maybe you are in the sustainability team and also to the whole company itself. And then you can move on to the next step, the second step, to improve the awareness among your employees. There's one thing, one thing we're highlighting here is how do we improve the awareness is through experiential learning activities. Why experiential learning? So experiential learning itself is basically about learning by doing. It's very important because people ask, this is findings, this is a research by the experts itself. We tend to forget about 75% of the information that we learned in just 6 days if we don't apply it. So in experiential learning setting, we are able to, Justin is the expert of experiential learnings because she organized all the workshop that we have. Our workshop is all based on experiential learning. So in this setting itself, your employees or you yourself get to apply what you have learned in minutes before with case studies and also real world situation and problems. So you will get to apply what you have learned immediately, and this will enhance your memory. And this will, the memory itself will store in your unconscious mind, and it will come up after that if you need to use it. The next thing is this. This is a very useful one actually, because this is how we learn about sustainability through volunteering and through like make ourselves enjoy the learning process and memorable. So it's important for the companies to remind ourselves that you have to make learning about sustainability enjoyable and memorable. Some of the example is just now Justin shared about the TRC, ERC, like tree planting activities volunteering, right? One of the tips is that we will encourage you to go for a long-term collaboration with NGOs like TRC, RC, and also maybe some of the soup, what do you call it?
Soup kitchen.
Yeah, soup kitchen. It's a long-term kind of like collaboration instead of one time or a short-term one. Why? Because your employees and also your colleagues, your whole company, you yourself get to see the long-term impact and outcomes of what you have been doing. So this will actually help you to create an engagement in your employees. Actually, what I had done is useful. It's actually creating impact. It's meaningful. So remember, experience is always our best teacher. So these two tips itself is basically learning through experience. And this will really, really improve your sustainability awareness among your employees very effectively. So after that, strategically, what you can do is to foster ownership. What is ownership? It's not giving share to your employees.
Yeah, so one.
It's about this. You're referring to psychological ownership here. So it's about feelings of possessiveness and connection that we develop towards an appealing object. In this case, is towards the company, sustainability initiative or ESG project or sustainability project itself. Creating the connection, emotional connection, yeah? So by doing this, creating this psychological ownership itself will help you to shape positive work attitudes and also behaviors among your employees, even in yourself, and increase the productivity tremendously. So there are two tools that you can use here. So the first one is autonomy and also the task identity. Next thing I'll show you is how you can do this. So first thing is, it seems easy, but sometimes it's kind of like difficult, because there's a lot of stakeholders involved. But remember to involve your employees in decision-making, also the planning stage of any sustainability initiative you have or your ESG project itself. In this case, you are giving the autonomy to the employees where you are telling them, you're actively listening to them, and then you actually will consider their ideas. Some of the example you can do is other than organizing meeting, because we have a lot of meeting, right? But meeting sometimes will be boring. So maybe sometimes we will be like, a lot of time clients will come to us, we don't have result after a meeting. So what we will advise them, why don't you do a workshop or maybe a session, like brainstorming session together with your employees or together with your team themselves, everyone, and then brainstorm whatever idea you have, that whatever things came up to your mind, just list down and then just be crazy with the ideas, and you will see that there are so much thing you can do, which is actually contributed by the employees, ideas and initiative, rather than the top-down approach or the bottom-up approach. And after that, okay, this is essential one. I think maybe some of you can relate a lot. The company, you yourself have to empower employees with enough resources and support after the brainstorming session, after the meeting itself, when you're considering to start a project. Because a lot of time, Justin probably have some experience with this as well. A lot of time, you want to do this, especially the sustainability team, the chief sustainability officer. You do have the idea. You think that, hey, we need to start to look into waste management, for example. We need to really start to look into how do we collect data for the greenhouse gas emissions calculations. But they will kind of like stop there and, like not continuing because the company doesn't provide enough resources to them. For example, money, manpower, and technical resources. And that the project itself or the ideas itself will just be eased away and just being waste. So, a lot of time it doesn't matter how we started something, but what matters the most is how we make it last.
So that is sustainable.
Yes, this is about sustainability. So this is more sustainable. So that's all about the three steps. And today there's a special kind of like addition session to today is something that we want to point out is important and crucial for companies to prioritize well-being and mental health among the employees in the workspace. Because we are seeing a lot of reporting that the employees are experiencing negative mental health and also a lot of mental health issue, for example, depression, anxiety, and the CSO, a lot of CSO are experiencing burnout. And it becomes the question, is this something sustainable? And among the younger generation, the Gen Z and millennials, they are facing these problems. We call it climate anxiety. And this causes a lot of negative consequences to the companies, to the leaders, where they are quitting job. Or in UK itself, the UK employers are losing 51 billion pound a year just because of the mental health issue itself. So why this happen and why is it important for you to be considered when you want to start a sustainability initiative? It's very simple, because when your people don't have the capacity, they are facing mental health issue, they do not have the capacity or the compassion to move on, to do anything for you. That you will not experiencing any productivity or any movement at all. So please prioritize mental health. This is something that our company emphasizes a lot as well. And please create a secure and safe environment for employees to voice out their burdens or maybe their issues, their mental health issues. With this, you will slowly initiate and empower your employees to seek help, because they will feel, if you create a secure space for them, they will feel motivated to seek help rather than you yourself provide solution to them. The best way is actually they themselves go and seek help. So create a safe space. This actually starts from creating a good culture. So next on, we will have a very, very special kind of like sharing of techniques, because we are talking about mental health, right? So in our company, we have this practice. We call it moment of silence. This is a mindfulness techniques that we practice almost every day, like before a meeting, or maybe ourselves, like doing this in the morning before we start our work. This will help you to clear your mind and then settle you down. So I'm sharing this with you, and I will guide you through this small section itself. So wherever you are, you might be in your office, you might be in the canteen, you might be in the public transport, you might be driving. So if you're driving, don't do this, okay? So it's just a moment of silence and to relax. So just sit still and then relax your body. And slowly close your eyes. Now shift your attention to your breathing. Feeling that you are breathing in, feeling that you are breathing out. Just feel it. Feel the air that circulates between your nostril and your upper lips. You might feel warm You might feel cold. Just feel it. Feel your normal breathing. That you are breathing in and you are breathing out. Feel the pace of your breathing. It might be fast, it might be slow. Just feel it. Focus on your breathing. Now give yourself 3 deep breaths. Breathing in and you're breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Before you open your eyes slowly, let's thank yourself being here and being now. Enjoy the present moment. And slowly open your eyes slowly. And start to feel that you're settled down. Okay, how do you feel now? If you can share with me in the comment, that'd be great, because I'm not meeting you physically, so I can't feel you directly. So we are in front of the screen. So this practice is what it does it do is basically it helps us to calm down our mind during our hectic day, and to help us to have a clear mind in making decision and and also in our work itself. This is very, very helpful tips techniques to use for the first step, which is gaining the clarity, but it's actually applicable to every situation you have. For example, you feel anxiety, you feel anxious, you feel depressed. Okay, give yourself a moment of silence, calm down, and back to the present. All right. Actually, we have a very pretty long kind of sharing, but we are now open to Q&A.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rui, for guiding us through the mindfulness exercise. Actually, I feel that what Rui pointed out just now is very important, because without your employee having a good well-being, then it's very difficult for you to even convince them to take up more responsibility in driving sustainability initiatives. Okay, all right. So now we are open for Q&A. So our session will end at 2 p.m. So if you have any questions, you can quickly type it in the chat. Okay, so while waiting for you to type in your questions, we actually already have questions coming in before today's live session. So I think quite a number of corporate sustainability people, they have questions. I think they have some frustration in their daily work. So there's this one question from one of our clients, right? So he asked how to engage baby boomers and the younger employees to work together in sustainability initiatives. So I think this question is applicable to anything lah,
Yeah.
not only sustainability initiatives. So when I see this question, I find it funny lah, because last time when I go for a job interview, the interviewer also asked me the same thing, how to work with the older generations, you see. So straight away, the answer coming to my mind is, you know what? Love and compassion. You don't think that it's funny because it's like that. If you love someone, then you will try to understand them, right? Because if let's say in a company we are seeing each other as enemy, as competitors, we want to climb the corporate ladder, we want to be competitive, then you will always want to you will have your ego, you stick to your stand, and instead of trying to understand the other people, you want others to understand you. So it's like, why can't you understand my point of view? I'm doing it this way. Can you please compromise with me? But if we turn it another way, we try to give in some love, some compassion, like how you love your partner, your girlfriend, boyfriend, your husband and wife, because you have the love towards them. That's why you will try to be tolerant, take a step back and try to listen to what they have to say. And when both of us, I mean as the baby boomers and the younger employees, when instead of you are asking them to understand you, now you change your way of doing things. You try to understand them first, listen to them and try to find a middle ground so that you guys can reach an agreement. So I think that way, not only in sustainability initiatives, basically in anything that you do, you will do it smoothly, I believe. For this, Rui, do you have anything to chip in?
I totally agree with you, but kind of like I'll start to question, how can company, cultivate this love and compassion? It's actually a question came to my mind as well when we were discussing about this question itself. Like, how do we cultivate love and compassion? It's actually a very, I'll say, a challenging questions, challenging things to do, because it have to start from the company culture itself. If the company culture set wrongly, like kind of like making it like not setting these love and compassion, or maybe the values itself doesn't have compassion inside, it's very hard for them to change unless the leaders themselves are willing and have the awareness and consciousness saying that we need to have to make this change and we need to start to do something. So a very, very little things that the company can do is to start, if you can't change totally, right, the culture itself, but just start with a small little things, which is listening, active listening. So we shared just now about the active listening as well, but active listening a lot of time is not really about, okay, I sit here and then I listen to Jiaxing, for example, for 30 minutes, that's all. That's not really. A lot of time you need to, how do we define what is successful active listening? Is that the opponent or you yourself feel that, okay, actually I'm being heard. I feel that I can feel the care itself, right? So during when you do active listening, we have a habit, especially in Malaysians, right? The baby boomers. Wow, you like to give advice. But a lot of time, the new generation, they don't really want to listen to the advice one. They actually just want to have a pair of ears to listen to them. That's all. Because they themselves do have the knowledge and also do have the skills to solve problems. They just want someone to, listen to them. So I'll encourage you, start this practice in the company or maybe in your team. Okay, I'll just sit down here and I'll listen to you. When you practice, like maybe at first very hard, right? Okay, I time myself if I say anything, you don't talk first, okay? You listen to me first. And then after that, then you can do some exchange,
Okay, thank you for the sharing, Rui. So we have some question coming in from LinkedIn. Okay, so there's a question from Lun Kuan Yuan. So he asks, my company provides ESG training to all employees, but most of them show no or little interest. How can we improve this situation?
Okay, this one.
I remember just now in your sharing, you mentioned about it. Maybe we can try to make the learning experience enjoyable and memorable.
Is practicable.
Oh.
So a lot of times, we have we experience the same problems also when we organize workshops or we have trainings with our clients, right? And a lot of them don't really know why they are there. And then when we ask them, they'll be like, because my
boss asked me to.
my boss asked me to come, right? So what I will encourage, or I think something that is practical that we ourselves in our company also do, is that we, before the training itself, we do one step more before. So which is the second step, to improve the awareness first. Awareness not really can be done through training itself. It can be done through a lot of way. So again, the key thing is experience itself. So one of the example that we always like to share is actually bring them out, bring them to see the real situation, what's really happening on the environment, and what's really happening on the social level, our society, what's happening to the poor and what's happening to the rich as well. They can see the patterns and being more aware what's happening out there. So again, this can be done through, or the most effective way is you bring them to a volunteering session. Again, we don't encourage short-term, a long-term kind of volunteering is more feasible and more sustainable, where you can cultivate this awareness inside your employees' mind, and also like plant the seed. So the keyword is actually plant the seed inside them first. Before you bring them to a ESG training, they'll be like, oh, this is too high level, too technical, and they don't know why they want to do this.
Yes. So when the word ESG might be too big for them, so try to bring it up to do something that they can relate the most.
So through the volunteering experience itself, they might have some kind of like thoughts, or already start to think, okay, why is this happening? Can we do something with it? And then when they do the training, they can relate things together and start to have a more effective learning, instead of just go there and then just fulfill my boss requirement.
Okay, so we have another question from Alan. So the question is, there are many issues with not just baby boomers, general workers as well. They do not understand why they need to adopt sustainability, even after a few sessions of sharing and trainings. What do you suggest to get them on the boat? Okay, so this I can understand you, because I work in a factory before I became a consultant. Okay, so I work with a lot of foreign workers, and that one day that I was conducting a ISO 14001 training to them, and the topic is very easy, to segregate waste. Okay, so the thing here is, because you need to comply with our scheduled waste regulation, you have to segregate your waste according to the SW code. So the thing is, if we stand from the general workers' point of view, right, why they work, why they come all the way from their home country to Malaysia to work, it's because to earn money. So that is their primary motivation. So if, let's say, you can use some carrot and stick way, so the carrot can be, if they do it correctly, when you conduct inspection, you give them a reward. Or when they done it wrongly, you give them some warning. So the carrot and stick way, I would say, is the fast way to get them on the boat. But this way is not sustainable. Okay, so the key thing, as mentioned by Louis in her sharing just now, it doesn't matter how it started, but what matters the most is how it lasts. So by using the carrot and stick way, it's very easy to get them on board. So now you need to think, okay, so how to make it last? When they start to have the behavior, the habit of segregating the waste, then slowly only you introduce the awareness training, briefing. Okay, why are we doing this? Because it can save your company money from the fines from the DOE officer. Then probably in the future, your company will have more bonus to share with you. So that relates to their needs and wants. So when they can relate the similarities between that, then I believe they are more willing to onboard. Then later you can share with them about the environmental protection. Like they also have families and friends, their future generations that are going to stay on this earth for the future decades, centuries. So the simple activity waste segregation that you are doing today will create a more beautiful world to your kids and grandkids. So slowly, I'll say you cannot expect them to change overnight lah, but you need to plan the strategy, you know, like you play
Yeah.
chess,
It's
how
a
to
process.
guide them step by step towards understanding it and willing to do it, even if one day the carrot and stick is removed already and they are still willing to do it. So it still goes back to the awareness, the habit lah. Okay.
It is a long process. It's not a short-term thing for sustainability initiative. We take like more, or our company is around like 8 years. It's also take us some years to actually cultivate this more sustainable or a well-rounded kind of holistic approach and culture to maintain our well-being and also being passionate about sustainability and to know what we want to do and why we are doing what we're doing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think we are near the end of the session already. Okay. So I think
Yeah.
yeah. So
Then
before
don't
we
have-
end, I think we have a good news to share with you.
Yeah. So basically, we actually share a lot of like the tips itself. Well, just to share with you, with all of you, we are already launched our academy. So it's Bernard Business Academy. You can go and visit bernardbc.com/academy that we show on the banner itself. And actually, this Bernard Business Academy is curated and designed to serve our clients, but at the same time, to any one of you that are interested to learn about sustainability and ESG through a fun and also a more practical way, because our approach is always experiential learning, and also we're using design thinking methods in all of our workshop. We have already published all our e-learning courses and also our public workshops online. So do visit bernardbc.com/academy to learn more about what we're offering. And if you have any questions, you can contact us anytime. So I think that's all for today, right, Jasmine?
Yes, so we're at the end of the session already. And thank you for those who stay with us until the end. And I think I will see you in our next live session on 24th October on Thursday. Okay, so thank you very much for joining us today, and we hope you gain some insights from our sharing. And remember to share this video with your friends, with your colleagues, and hopefully it will help you in your journey lah.
Yeah,
Okay?
help you to bring out the awareness.
Yeah, and we will share our presentation slides on our Bernard BC company page on LinkedIn. So remember to follow us. Okay? All right. Thank you. Goodbye.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.